Think about it. Every day you have a desire that you want to accomplish, you want to attain, you want to do, you want to be involved in, things you have to as well. And every day, a determining factor, a big determining factor of how far we get is if we're reacting or responding to our circumstances, to other people, to our feelings, to our emotions. Are we reacting or responding? See, reacting is like a thermometer, right? It gets hot, temperature goes up. It gets cold, it goes down. It's just reading, though. A thermometer has no control. It's controlled by its environment. Now, a thermostat responds. A thermostat, you set on desired temperature, a desired climate it wants to be, a desired feel. Now, it responds to hot air by bringing it down to that temperature, cold air by bringing it up, right? It stays steady, it is set, it is fixed. A thermostat knows where it's to be. And we have a desire to be like that too, but how easily we get caught up in things that waste our energy and our time and our focus. I mean, I can just look on Facebook. It's a lightning rod, right? 3 or 4 people just commenting back and forth, getting at each other or just agreeing. It doesn't even matter if they're at each other, agreeing and just going. It's just time and energy. What were you supposed to be doing at that time? What was your focus to be? What were you trying to attain that day? What were you trying to work on physically, spiritually, and mentally that you lost by doing that? We easily get dragged sometimes into disagreements that we just continue to perpetuate. We allow ourselves to get off of alignment. We're a thermometer, right? Someone's angry at us, we get angry at them, right? And so we have to be a thermostat. We have to know who we are, right? Therefore, then we know who we're not. And then we're able to stay in our lane, so to speak. We're able to not allow ourselves, trying to be somebody we're not, trying to act the way we shouldn't, doing something we're not to do. Right, wrong, or different, if it's for us or not. So, as I said in the video last week, that we have to take the time to uncover and discover our identities, speak words of truth of who we are, and therefore we know who we're not. Right? It's also our strengths compared to our weaknesses. Staying and doing within the gifting, talents we have, not trying to prove something to someone that outside of our strengths and talents, trying to be something we're not, trying to do something we're not supposed to be doing. Get caught up in the way somebody wants you to do, be coerced or manipulated, right? And staying focused and staying on task. When you know your strengths, speak them out loud, right? Tie them with your identity. Every day I speak out loud to myself. I'm a leader, teacher, encourager, listener, helper, sower. I invest in other people, right? In my identity of who I am, with that discipline, excellent, am I doing those things in every interaction, every circumstance that I'm in? Or am I allowing the culture of the world, other people, just pull me away from what I'm supposed to be doing? And purpose. What is your purpose? Do you have a purpose? In general, of everything you do. Again, you have to invest in yourself. Take time. Think. What am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing? Every day I speak it out loud. I'm to love, serve, and contribute where I am, what I'm doing. I'm to avoid and ignore negativity. I'm to interrupt it, replace it with uplifting, complimentary, positive words. Am I allowed? And so knowing who you are, knowing your gifts, and knowing your purpose, you're able to stay in line and not so easily dragged, trying to prove something or get the last word in, or having to hear yourself, that you have to be heard. Is it in line with what your intended purpose for that day is? What you're trying to achieve, attain? Are you working on it? It's very easy to get caught up in stuff in this world, and there are some things we should put our attention to. But so much of times we just allow energy, time to get away from us. So I want to encourage and challenge you. Set your thermostat. I think about Jesus. He knew who he was. He knew his strengths, and he knew his purpose. And the religious leaders, the Romans, even his own disciples and his family, intentional or not, said things, try to get him to do things which was outside of his purpose, outside of who he was. And he stayed the course. It says he stayed resolved. When they're trying to pull him away, he kept his focus on the cross. In order for us to have a focus on where we are and what we're to be doing with what we've been given, we have to Be aware and conscientious all the time during the day. Is this where I'm to be? Is this within what my gifting and talents are? Is this conversation for me? What am I listening to? What am I watching that is affecting my mind? So we have to be intentional. We have to set our thermostat on a daily basis. Therefore, we can avoid and ignore that stuff that just is pulling us into just garbage land. Stuff that dumbs us down, stuff that distracts us, stuff that deceives us. The 3 Ds: to get dumbed down, we get deceived, and we get distracted. Instead of saying focused on our destiny, the D, the destiny, the intended purpose for you to live fulfilled, satisfied, the abundant life, and living excellent in your lane, in your gifting, in your calling, in your way of life you're to live. Set your thermostat and live excellent. Oh my gosh, that's long.